Hi, I'm Steggy from Elgato, and in this video, I want to talk about webcam field of view and what to consider when picking out a webcam based on your needs. Now, if you're unfamiliar, field of view is the extent of what can be observed from a camera's perspective, and is measured in degrees. Now, the larger the degree number, the more field of view you have. Now, one thing to note is that there are three measurements for field of view: horizontal, vertical, and diagonal. Now, if you look at webcam spec sheets online, when you see field of view, it's almost always expressed as diagonal, and this is what we'll be referencing throughout the video. Now, when looking at a spec sheet, there can be a misconception that the bigger number automatically means better. The bigger the field of view, the more you can see, so surely that means better, right? Well, the purpose of this video is to explain that, well, not always. Let me explain. When considering a field of view for your camera, the most important takeaway I can give you is that one size does not fit all, and one field of view does not suit every use. Now, if you think about a traditional camera with interchangeable lenses, each lens serves a different purpose. While you'd want a wide-angle lens for things like real estate photography, that same lens would be unflattering if you were to use it in portrait photography. Now, while a lens with a narrower field of view would be more flattering to use for portraits, it would be way too zoomed in to use for real estate photography. Then there are some lenses that can zoom from one field of view to the other optically, so you could very well use a zoom lens that can be used for multiple applications. However, with webcams, they don't have optical zoom, and they don't have interchangeable lenses. So they have one field of view, which for this video we're going to call the native field of view. Now, in order to change a webcam's perspective, you can apply a digital zoom to the native field of view. Now, to illustrate digital zoom, imagine this is your native field of view, but you want your subject to take up more of your frame. So imagine drawing a rectangle to signify your desired new field of view, and anything outside that rectangle is now thrown away. It's gone, it's deleted. Now you have the framing you want, but you have all of that empty space where those extra pixels used to be. So you take the new image and you stretch it to fill the original space. This is how digital zoom works. You get the framing you desire, but you end up losing a lot of pixels in the process. Now, this is why picking the right field of view matters, because the more you need to digitally zoom in, the more pixels you're essentially throwing away, and the lower the resolution you're actually capturing on your webcam. So you need to consider your uses of the webcam to determine which field of view is right. So here I have three webcams. We have Elgato Facecam with a native field of view of about 82 degrees. Then we have a webcam with a native field of view of 90 degrees. And then we have a webcam with a native field of view of 103 degrees. All of them are on my monitor right now. Now, if all I cared about was having a wide field of view and never needing to change it, then realistically the only thing I need to check here is the quality of the webcams as they stand. So an important thing to note with webcams' field of views is the distortion that they might bring. So pay attention to objects that should be straight, like in this example, picture frames, to see if they have a curve due to distortion from the lens. Now, you might dig a fisheye kind of look, you might not, but it's definitely something to keep an eye out for. But in any case, if I want to focus on my environment, I'd leave these webcams as is with their native field of view. But let's say I want to have the focus more on me. I'll have to digitally zoom in on each webcam. And with the wider field of view cameras, I'll have to digitally zoom more in order to get the same final result. So essentially, the bigger the field of view your webcam has, the more pixels you would need to throw away if you needed to digitally zoom in on yourself. So you could be potentially turning your 1080p webcam into a 720p webcam if you use enough digital zoom. Now, what situations would you want to digitally zoom in? Well, this is up to you. If you're using a webcam for video conferencing or Discord, you might want your webcam to be more focused on you versus your room. Or if parts of your room are messy or distracting, you might not be too keen to show it all off. Or if you're making your webcam smaller for a gaming scene, you'd want to zoom in, though here you actually wouldn't lose any resolution because you're shrinking the webcam down anyway. Now, the last thing I wanted to mention is the only other way you can alter your webcam's perspective with their non-zooming lenses is to literally move where the webcams are. So in all of these examples shown, these webcams were on my monitor. If I wanted a wider field of view on any of them, I could simply just put them on a multi-mount so they're as far back as possible capturing the room. And likewise, if you wanted a webcam closer to you without the digital zoom, you could technically do this the other way too by using FlexArm with Multimount to mount the camera farther in front of your monitor. So these were our considerations when developing Facecam. We felt that the 24mm full frame equivalent focal length provided a nice wide field of view whether you have it on your monitor or on a multi-mount, while number 1, still maintaining ultra low distortion, and number 2, not being too wide so that if you were in a situation where you needed tighter framing, you would only need to apply very little digital zoom, preserving as much resolution as possible. But in any case, I hope this video sheds a little light on why you should think about how you're using your webcam to determine what field of view is best for you. Because you might have a use where a bigger field of view is necessary, in which case, go for the biggest one you can find. But likewise, you might have uses where a super large field of view could actually be a detriment. Now, this is completely up to you, but hopefully with this video, you're armed with more knowledge to make the best decision for you. Now, if you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment down below. And don't forget to hit that like button and get subscribed so you can catch the rest of our videos and tutorials to learn how to unlock the full power of your Elgato products. Once again, I'm Steggy from Elgato. And until our next video, good luck and have fun.